Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua.
Om Swastiastu,
Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Selamat pagi dan selamat datang dalam acara Asia Sustainability Reporting Rating ASRRAT Forum 2020 yang diselenggarakan oleh National Center for Sustainability Reporting (NCSR) in collaboration with Institute of Certified Sustainability Practitioners ICSP. Sebagai insan yang senantiasa percaya akan kebesaran Tuhan yang Maha Kuasa, maka sudah selayak dan sepantasnya lah kita senantiasa menghaturkan puji syukur kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, karena hanya oleh kasih dan karunia-Nya lah kita dapat berkumpul pada acara pagi hari ini. Senang sekali saya Ririn Agustarini dan partner saya Fernando Edo akan menjadi MC Anda untuk hari ini.
Good morning and welcome to the Asia Sustainability Reporting Rating ASRRAT Forum 2020 organized by the NCSR in collaboration with the ICSP. And as human beings who always believe in the greatness of God Almighty, it is appropriate if we always deliver praise of gratitude to the presence of God, because only by His love and grace we could gather in this event.
We would like to give a very warm welcome to our honorable guest, Ministry of Research and Technology, Professor Bambang Permadi Soemantri Brodjonegoro, Ph.D., Manager Public Policy and Corporate Relations, GRI, Southeast Asia, and incoming Head of Regional Hub ASEAN, Allinnettes Go Adigue.
Chairman of National Center for Sustainability Reporting and CSR, Dr. Ali Darwin. Chairman of Institute of Certified Sustainability Practitioners, ICSP, Professor Eko Ganis Sukoharsono, Ph.D., and all the participants.
Today is the 5th year NCSR have been organizing the Asia Sustainability Reporting Rating ASRRAT Forum, and also the 16th year in particular acknowledgement and appreciation to companies that have made a sustainability report, SR, which has previously called the Sustainability Reporting Award.
NCSR will remain focused and consistent in spurring companies to progress and develop and take an active role in sustainable development in order to create a bright future for the generation to come based on 3 pillars known as people, our beloved Earth, planet, and profit.
That's what we call 3P, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and this event is divided into 2 main agendas. That is a panel talk show with the theme COVID-19 and the Road to Sustainable Business, followed by ASRRAT 2020 ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the show. Asia Sustainability Reporting Rating ASRRAT Forum 2020. Now, please welcome Chairman of National Center for Sustainability Reporting, NCSR, Dr. Ali Darwin, as the opening of the ASRRAT Forum 2020. Mr. Ali Darwin, Chairman of NCSR, to deliver a welcoming speech.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. His Excellency Professor Bambang Brodjonegoro, Minister of Research and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia. Allinnettes Go Adigue, Head of GRI, Regional Hub ASEAN. Professor Eko Ganis Sukoharsono, Chairman of the Institute of Certified Sustainability Practitioner, and also Chairman of ASRRAT 2020 judging panel. Distinguished panelists and moderator of the ASRRAT Forum 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 5th Asia Sustainability Reporting Rating 2020 and the 16th Sustainability Report Award, which held here today in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, in Indonesia, some significant development milestone in sustainability reporting first began to appear in 2004 when the Minister of the Environment of the Republic of Indonesia officially launched a booklet called An Introduction to Sustainability Reporting for Organizations in Indonesia. This publication was created by the Ministry of Environment in collaboration with the ACCA of the United Kingdom. To promote this booklet in sustainability reporting, the first step was to establish a special organization with responsibility to embark upon a program of capacity building for sustainability management and reporting in this country. This organization is now called the National Center for Sustainability Reporting and was founded by the chair of 5 prominent Indonesian organizations, namely the Indonesian Institute of Management Accountant. The second is the Indonesia-Netherlands Association. The third is associations of the public listed company, and the fourth, National Committee on Governance Policies, and the fifth is Forum for Corporate Governance in Indonesia. And CSR mission is to promote and disseminate sustainability reporting, mainly by organizing a training course for sustainability reporting based on international accepted framework for sustainability reporting, which is known as the GRI standard. The NCSR became GRI training partner in Southeast Asia in 2011. However, organizing and holding training course not in itself a sufficient means to promote an increase in national sustainability reporting, as it is also important to recognize and to appreciate the sustainability report that are issued by corporations. For this reason, NCSR has organized an award scheme which was initially branded as the Indonesian Sustainability Report Award in 2005. Since the participants of the award scheme also include entries from overseas, we changed the brand name to the Sustainability Reporting Award in 2013. To speed up a number of sustainability reports that are issued in Southeast Asia, and with consideration for the fact that NCSR alumni are spread across Southeast Asia, then we also changed the award system to a rating system in 2016. By introducing a new brand name, we are now called the Asia sustainability reporting rating, where we rank the quality of the report into 4 groups, namely platinum, the highest one, gold, silver, and bronze, the lowest one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 5th year of ASRRAT and the 16th year of Sustainability Report Award. I'm delighted to see that the number of participants has been growing steadily, even though we are experiencing this COVID-19 pandemic. We should be proud of all of the companies are still running sustainability program and making their sustainability report despite facing the crisis. All of the participants of ASRRAT will receive a scorecard and a recommendation from the judging panel. Please use that recommendation to improve the quality of your report next year, so the rank of your report will improve year on year. This is actually the ultimate goal of the ASRRAT, namely to improve your report rating. Before I end my presentation, I would like to quote Hunter Ward. Soon, every company will have a sustainability strategy. The other option, extinction. With this word in mind, for a company to have a successful sustainability strategy, it needs to understand its position and its role on this planet. The skill needed to formulate a sustainability strategy and to operationalize it are indeed specific skill in sustainability management and reporting. To achieve this, require having strategic level and operational level manpower with sustainability and reporting skill. Having both formal education as well as education through certification training will accelerate the speed and the improvement of the skill needed. Having relevant laws and regulation, such as Rule Number 51, year 2017, issued by the Indonesian Financial Service Authority, or OJK, will also support the rapid spread of good sustainability reporting. And the sustainability report rating serve as an acknowledgement of its company's effort to support sustainability. Finally, I hope this sharing session will provide you with the key information and need regarding the development of sustainability reporting in this region. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you at ASRRAT 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ali Darwin.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we would like to invite the presence of Professor Eko Ganis Sukoharsono, Ph.D., Chairman ICSP, and also Chairman of the ASRRAT 2020's judging panel to deliver the remarks.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Excellency Minister of Research and Technology, Professor Bambang Soemantri Brodjonegoro, the Honorable Head of GRI Regional Hub ASEAN, Dr. Allinnettes Go Adigue, the Honorable Chairman's Board of Directors of NCSR, Dr. Ali Darwin, the Honorable Panel Talk Show speakers from Indonesia, Dr. Jessica Hanafi, from Malaysia, Mr. Isaac Liu, from Philippines, Professor Colin Ligardo Hubo, and from Singapore, Thomas Milburn, and moderator from Indonesia, Dr. Dewi Fitriasari. And I also would like to call the Honorable CEO of winning ASRRAT Award 2020 companies across the nation and even Asia, the Honorable ASRRAT 2020 Assessor and Judges, the Honorable ICSP Head of Honorary Board, Professor Gugus Irianto, ICIP Head of Supervisor Board, and ICSP members across ASEAN, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Philippines. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Praise be to Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. First of all, I would like to welcome each of you participating this year's event of ASRRAT Award winning 2020. This event is, I could point it out, that this is the most prestigious award ratings in Asia. My reason, as I stated, the most prestigious award winning in Asia is because this event is destined to give appreciation to those companies publish their sustainability report publicly. And it was established since 15 years ago. It's a long time ago. And conducted yearly with no missing out even once. Indeed, this is because of the hard thoughts of Dr. Ali Darwin. And I really appreciate it with his effort. The Excellency Minister, Professor Bambang Brodjonegoro, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 pandemic has brought many lessons for our sustainability practitioners profession. Various kinds of solutions and innovations have been developed. The professions must still exist and be present. Professions must not be put down because of this pandemic. Human resource development regarding sustainability knowledge must continue. Knowledge of new ways of reporting sustainability models should be innovated. Praise be to Allah. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we, our association, strengthened our profession association with always conducting profession certification and always improve communication and coordination with our members. During the pandemic, there are more than 300 new certified sustainability specialists and assurer who passed the exam. It's very extraordinary. This means that solutions and innovation are introduced and conducted to online model and training and certification. The Excellency Minister, Professor Bambang Brodjonegoro, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. When we observe during the COVID-19 pandemic, we could find that there are still many companies committed to produce the sustainability report. Really, I'm happy to say it. This means that the COVID-19 pandemic is not an obstacle to prepare their sustainability reports. Through this event, the ASRRAT 2020, I would like to convey appreciation to those companies committed to publish the sustainability report yearly. I believe the content of the coming Sustainability Report 2020 and will be published in 2021, it will be very interesting. Why? Because we could see that the company are strengthening to the health report content, especially in relation to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Excellency Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like also to inform that this event, this ASRRAT 2020, was preceded by International Conference of Sustainability, as so-called as the 5th SPC, Sustainability Practitioners Conference, with bringing the themes of sustainability issues and COVID-19. It was conducted on the 4th November 2020. Previously, previous years we conducted the conference, but together on the same day or the same event on the following days of the event. However, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we separated the event become two, last month and this month, and both conducted online. The conference was hosted by Universitas Indonesia, together collaborated with NCSR, National Center for Sustainability Report, and ICSP, Institute of Certified Sustainability Practitioners. I would also like to thank to the Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Indonesia, Dr. Beta Yulianita Kitahari, and Head of Accounting Department, Dr. Ansela, Dr. Khairul Chakman, and Organizing Committee of the conference, Universitas Indonesia, so that the last month conference became possible. Finally, before ending my welcoming speech, I would like to convey my appreciation to the companies participating this 2020 ASRRAT Forum and award winning, and also convey my congratulations to those achieving the ASRRAT ranks of bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. We do hope this achievement could stimulate and motivate the company's performance better. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Eko Ganis, for the insightful remarks.
Now I would like to welcome Ms. Allinnettes Go Adigue, Head of Regional Hub ASEAN GRI, to deliver a keynote.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much. Before I start my presentation, I would like to thank the organizers of the Asia Sustainability Reporting Rating Forum for inviting the Global Reporting Initiative to participate in this very important event. More particularly the NCSR, which has been a partner of the Global Reporting Initiative in Southeast Asia in promoting sustainability reporting in the region. So today I will talk about COVID-19 and the road to sustainable business, particularly on the role of sustainability and transparency in designing the new normal. Okay. So as we know, we're living in these very strange times. for several months now, we have changed the way we live, the way we work, and even the way we interact with our fellow human beings. And in that manner, of course, companies also have to change a lot of things within their operations. And with that, it will also impact on the way companies view sustainability. So what I think one of the most important lessons that COVID-19 has taught us is that health and well-being is central to strategic discussions and resilience and business continuity. So now, I mean, this is a known fact, but I think it has been emphasized even more because of the pandemic, that human resource are the most important resource of any organization. So before, companies would just see health and well-being as, say, a benefit, benefit for that they give for employees, like giving them health care, giving them sick leave credits. But now it is central to how businesses operate. That the employee well-being and company survival is an interlinked topic and should be prioritized by companies. Another important realization, I believe, is that beyond profit making, companies should focus on shared value. The value that they create, not just to their shareholders, but to all their stakeholders. And it has emphasized and it has heightened the importance of partnerships. With this pandemic all over the world, we have seen how private sector have stepped up. As we know, during the early days of the pandemic, a lot of governments were caught unprepared. They don't have enough supplies for PPE or face masks. But the private sector did step up to this role because also of how their businesses are structured. They do have a strong supply chain with their partners within the country and overseas, and they were able to augment the shortcomings, if I can say that, of the government. It has also emphasized, it has also given stronger focus on transparency and sustainability. So now, as companies, a lot of companies, as we have seen, were caught unprepared by the pandemic, because who would have imagined that, all over the world at one single time, altogether, borders will be closed, planes will stop flying, and all of us will be confined practically in our own homes. So companies now have to revisit how they view sustainability, and it's important that they also are transparent on how they manage their business. And this has also led to companies to rethink, rebuild, and innovate. So as I've mentioned earlier, a lot of companies were caught unprepared. So the simple task of working from home, most companies are not built for that. So that's why we see new innovations. For example, we saw more importantly, the rise of Zoom in this period. And of course, we have seen increased demands on and for sustainability teams. So what do I mean by this? So while sustainability reporting has been around for many years now, I still see some companies that have sustainability teams, but these are just focused for the purpose of preparing reports. But I really believe in systems thinking, and I think companies, this is also the time that companies and any organization should start adapting the systems thinking approach. There's this particular physics principle that I truly believe in, and I apply also in all aspects of my life, which is the theory of everything, which means that everything is interconnected. So this is gone are the days of silo thinking for organizations. So companies should now look at how each activity, each policy, each strategy connects to the other and impacts on the overall operations of the company, and not just on the company, but on the entire ecosystem, the environment, the society, and the economy outside the organization. So in the midst of the pandemic, around middle of this year, so the Global Reporting Initiative, we reached out to our partners globally, and we engaged them, so because we wanted to understand how they are managing their risks, and how do they plan to build their business continuity plans moving forward. So it was an extensive study, but I will present just this one graph to you. So we have around 223 respondents from all over the world. So one of the main questions there was, in your opinion, does sustainability reporting prepare companies to evaluate their risk and resilience in a more holistic way? And not surprisingly, majority of them, 83% to be exact, find that sustainability reporting has indeed helped them evaluate their risks and resilience. So, as I was saying earlier about, everything is interconnected, sustainability reporting is not just a task that companies undertake, just for the purpose of complying with regulation or as an exercise at the end of the year. It is a result of the hard work, the whole year's hard work of an organization in implementing sustainable business practices within the organization for the purpose of contributing to the sustainable development goals. So, so meaning it's not just a reporting exercise, but sustainability should also be embedded on risk management, strategic planning, even occupational health and safety. So all of these things, going back again to the theory of everything. So using sustainability impacts to manage risks and build sound business continuity plans is the way to go. So we've seen, as I am sure you have heard of this study that came out in the middle of the year, where it found out that during the pandemic, it was the most sustainable companies that have fared very well during the pandemic. So organizations that are already familiar with sustainability reporting, as we know, based on that study, are experienced with activities that will be crucial to emerging from the pandemic successfully. And of course, when we talk about sustainability reporting, we always link it to the GRI standards. And reporting using the GRI standards provides evidence to stakeholders that the organization takes a holistic approach to risk assessment rather than focusing only on financial risks. So it used to be, like before the advent of sustainability reporting, companies are just really focused on financial risks. But we are now living amid the climate crisis, within the pandemic crisis. And we know that non-financial risks are very much interlinked to financial risks. And using GRI standards in reporting, not just reporting, but overall planning of the organization, will help companies realize and identify the risk confronting the organization. And using the reporting principles for defining report content and defining report quality helps organizations in risk management and resilience. So as I said, sustainability report is not the end goal. Most important thing is the process of creating it. And this is what I always emphasize for among companies, in my engagement in the region, that are, just starting and struggling on how to go about their sustainability report. The reporting part is the easiest part, believe me, because it's the challenging part is how do you embed the sustainability within the DNA of the organization. That is the most important thing that companies should be able to address. Because if you have all these things in place, if you have adopted sustainable business strategies, you have a clear goal and you have a clear action plan, it's just so easy to report because you already have all those activities in place. And of course, the value of risk mitigation through sustainability reporting processes is more important than ever. Okay. So now we're now, this forum is all about sustainability reporting. And again, going back, we appreciate the effort of the organizers to recognize the efforts of companies in sustainability reporting, because it just affirms the good work that they do. And it encourages other companies who are not yet on the bandwagon to also start doing it within their organization. So COVID-19, in terms of reporting, of course, it also brings about rethinking of stakeholder engagement and materiality assessment for companies. So of course, we're so deep in the middle of a health pandemic, but we should not lose focus on the environmental topics. What the COVID pandemic highlighted are the social topics, right? Particularly the social inequalities, the social injustices. But of course, they are still of significance, but we should not lose sight of the environmental topics, of the environmental focus, because as I mentioned, we are now living amidst the climate crisis. And then materiality assessment must be considered in terms of being in line with satisfaction of a wider set of stakeholders and must account for the emotional needs and well-being of stakeholders. So again, we are way past that time where companies are just focused on the shareholder value, right? Remember, if we recall, in the 1970s, Milton Friedman, a very much renowned economist, he said that the main purpose of corporations are to maximize shareholder values. But we have seen throughout the decades that because of this perspective, companies have done a lot of damage to our environment. And now we are also hearing about this concept of double materiality. So what do we mean by double materiality? So GRI, we define materiality as the impact of an organization's activities to the economy, environment, and the society. So it is outward looking. But because of the climate crisis, we know that the impact of climate related events would also have a severe impact to the economy, and most also in particular to the operations of businesses. So we are now hearing more and more about this double materiality, when companies talk about identify their material topics, it should be done within two perspectives. One is their impact to the outside world, and taking also into consideration the impact of climate-related risks to their business operations. So this gives a more holistic way of risk management for companies. And the last one is transparency around how materiality assessments are undertaken and change over time is crucial. So when we engage with our stakeholders, we always emphasize that they should also include in their report how they come about with this with their material topics, because for GRI, identification of material topics is very much interlinked with stakeholder engagement, because material topics should be solicited from getting the perspective of all stakeholders of the organization. Okay, so I've talked extensively about COVID-19. So how does it impact, right, on reporting? So of course, because of this pandemic, as I mentioned earlier, so probably we will see this change next year, because They will be reporting on what has happened this year, and that will be reported in the next year. So what do we anticipate? What are the sustainability topics that will be added as a result of the COVID-19? Of course, business continuity and emerging risk management. So as I mentioned, at the start of this presentation, what started out as a disease in a city, right, in China has become a global pandemic. So, and it has created concatenated events, right? A health crisis has become an economic crisis, which has created humanitarian crisis. So these are the things that, all businesses have been impacted on. And so they should consider this when moving forward in their business continuity and emerging risk management. And of course, again, holistic disclosures on health, right? So it's not just enough that companies provide sick leave or health insurance, but in events, as I said, we're living amidst a climate crisis. So and this is just the start, right? If the entire planet doesn't clean up its act, we will see more and more events like this. So companies should also think about how they prioritize and look at health within their organization. And of course, another important thing is supply chain strength, resilience, and disruption. With the closure of all borders all over the world, economic activity has practically stopped at the beginning of the pandemic. And again, we see certain parts of the world going through the second and third wave, and we're seeing that again. And of course, another topic that we have seen is racial injustice in a lot of countries. It's not just, it's because COVID-19 has exposed so many social inequalities, and it also has heightened one social inequality, which is racial injustice. So this is something that companies should also start looking at. And then, of course, focusing on employee perspective and the future of the workplace. Related to that, to racial injustice, social inequalities is contributing to reducing inequalities. And then, of course, how we report on our key performance indicators, for example, the greenhouse gases. So companies should, as I said, we are living amidst a climate crisis, and so companies should also start looking at what their contributions are to GHG emissions and how they can reduce their emissions as well. And of course, all of this, will contribute to overall economic recovery. So companies are part of a bigger ecosystem. So they should also consider this in their reports. And they can also they can also include in their report what their particular responses are to COVID-19. So in terms of change in the process, this is what we see that will happen in the next year. Of course, sustainability reporting will now increasingly be done in-house. We've seen practices like, companies outsourcing their sustainability report, but with this pandemic, we see a trend that companies will do their reports internally. And of course, digitalization, we have seen how important is technology and digitalization during the pandemic. And of course, even before the pandemic, we have been emphasizing the end of printed reports. It's not good for the trees, it's not good for the planet. And assurance processes will have to adapt to digital formats as well. Communication will be increasingly tailored. Another thing is time taken and processes used to put together reports may also be affected. So this year, we've seen, particularly here in the Philippines, because of the pandemic, the regulators have given, because companies were focused on firefighting, on the impact of COVID-19 within the organization. So regulators have given extensions for companies in the submission of their reports, not just sustainability reports, but other regulatory reports as well. And importantly, reports should not just talk about the past, but what they plan to do in the future, because this is really important given that we are now, the planet is now faced with so many risks moving forward. And then the variety and amount of stakeholders looking at reports is likely to increase as interest and awareness of ESG grows. And last but not certainly the least, we see a reorientation of future reports in line with revised strategies and goals affected by COVID-19. And I would like to end with this graphic. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this. I particularly, and this is basically the summary of what I have been talking about. So, you know, of course, everyone is affected by COVID-19, and we see, of course, it's a big deal, right? It has affected everyone in the planet at the same time. Never before have we seen that in our lifetime. But you know, and we're seeing the near of it, because now we will see vaccines being delivered to countries in the next few months. But this is not the end of it. This is just a preview of bigger things to come, bigger risks and dangers that will beset our planet, our organizations. So with having said that, I guess one good thing that COVID-19 has brought is the awareness, you know, of for everyone in the planet, particularly governments and private sector, that they are partners in achieving the sustainable development goals. So on that note, I end my presentation and thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you, Ms. Allinnettes Go Adigue, for your valuable speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome the Honorable Professor Bambang Brodjonegoro, Ph.D., Minister of Research and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia, to deliver a keynote speech.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good day to all of you. Honorable committee and distinguished panels, I would like to extend my gratitude to the committee for inviting me to this forum. Indonesia aims to be a developed country by 2045. However, currently, Indonesia is still struggling to escape from the middle income trap. As a consequence of using natural resources as the main economic driver, therefore, we have to shift our economic paradigm from resource-driven economy to the innovation-driven economy. The current unprecedented pandemic has affected many sectors, including the company's sustainability, that has forced companies to adapt to the condition. The concept of sustainability should help the companies survive, as it offers solutions to the climate and environmental issues. One of example of sustainability concept is the circular economy, an economic concept that uses no waste in its production cycle. It can increase value added to the raw materials product as well as reduce our dependence on import. For example, we have developed the priorities of research program that embodies the concept of circular economy, such as red-white catalysts that can convert palm oil into biodiesel, and integrated salt industry to fulfill the domestic consumption. In addition, the use of renewable energy has to be encouraged in business sector, as the use of our natural resources is not sustainable. Therefore, business sector should take into account of various environment issues and use more sustainable concept. In order to produce a high quality of innovative product, we need to ensure a conducive research ecosystem. The Ministry of Research and Technology, National Research and Innovation Agency, always encourage the implementation of the triple helix synergy between researcher, government, and industry to reduce the communication gap among the stakeholders so the innovation can be commercialized to the market. In the context of business, this synergy will help creating many innovations that can be utilized by the business sectors. In addition, the current pandemic also accelerates the digital transformation shown by the rise of hyperconnectivity in the digital world, which creates less contact economy society. This is a good opportunity for business to reap the benefit of digital transformation. Business sectors must be agile on every circumstances, being adaptive to the changes and being innovative to create something useful. These are three keys for business to survive and to be sustained in unpredictable times. Finally, I hope this forum will generate a lot of ideas from various backgrounds to address the current challenges. Thank you very much. Salam Inovasi Indonesia. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.